Hey guys, welcome to Jamie Toomey News. Today I'm here with a special report. TikTok US is down. TikTok is offline in America. So this is a significant event, and this is a significant story that is developing. Now I have got back on TikTok for the time being. I am looking at what's happening on there currently. It's very noticeable that the Americans are no longer on the platform. Um, it does look like the ban has come into place and TikTok have switched off the servers. Now, I know Biden administration was saying that they're not going to enforce it, but they couldn't get that in writing to the people who run TikTok, ByteDance. So it appears TikTok have switched off the servers. And people logging into TikTok right now are getting messages of, you can't access this content and like it's offline, essentially telling you cannot get into the app if you're in America. I still can because I live in Australia. I've seen Canadians can still get in. I've seen some Canadians getting on there. I've seen some people in the UK on there, but it appears that all the American creators are gone. Now, some people might say, this is pretty good. The Americans are gone. Now we can get more famous on here. But this is pretty bad. This is very bad because TikTok is something of a community. Now, I've had my standoffs with TikTok in the past. I have brought back my TikTok account in the time being. I've deleted all my content on there because I don't really want to do that. If I'm going to start posting again, I just want to do my own thing. But even then, I'm more dedicated to the Instagram than anything, and the YouTube's number one, so obviously the YouTube. But as someone who's had standoffs with TikTok, this is horrible. Like, people turn to TikTok for an escape. People turn to TikTok for a community. Now, people even turn to it, A, to get famous also, but they turn to it because they have nowhere else on the internet that gets them. Meta is serving up whatever Meta serves up. Twitter serves up whatever Twitter serves up. And all these other platforms will serve up something, the algorithm-wise, that may not suit people coming from Twitter or coming from TikTok. So you see this big trend of people not wanting to go to Meta and people not wanting to go to TikTok and people not wanting to go to the traditional apps that are run in America. They're choosing to go to an app called Red which is actually controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. It is definitely controlled by them. It's very clear that it is. But people would rather do that than go to Meta. What does that say about Meta? Like, this is a massive show. Like, TikTok called the US government's bluff. And it has showed that, hey, this is how your people feel about you trying to suppress free speech and try to suppress their freedom. Now, this is freedom. It is like they are essentially telling a certain community in America, 170 million strong, that, hey, we don't like that you access this app. We feel we know better than you, and therefore we are going to tell you you cannot access that app. That would make anyone angry. And this is the thing. It is in my view, from what I can see, I don't understand American law all that great, but isn't that like against the First Amendment, like right to free speech? Like, if people have the right to choose and say what they want on any platform they choose, there would be some sort of First Amendment implications, but obviously the High Court ruled unanimously, which you never see, that, hey, no, we don't think that's right. Like, 9-0. Like, when do the Supreme Court justices ever agree on anything? This is massive, and this is something that is going to have very big implications on the rest of the world. I'm very afraid for Australia because we are implementing some sort of, not ban, but like some sort of verification system for under 16s, where under 16s can't access social media. But in saying so, it appears that everyone's going to have to enter their ID into the internet to use the internet in general. And, with an election year coming up, I don't think that's something that Prime Minister Albanese wants on his plate right now. Bad publicity about, hey, this is the guy who took TikTok from you, or whatever. I don't think he needs that going into a election campaign. As would, we can say what we will about Dunham, but I don't think anyone running for office in Australia would want that on their plate. Now, Donald Trump in the US has said that he's going to do something to extend it or extend the ban or like try to get it out of, like, what's the word for it? Trying to get the ban off the table, like not banning TikTok. We've also heard people like Elon Musk and also Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, come out and say, we're going to buy TikTok. Like, everyone's going to be happy when we buy TikTok. ByteDance aren't selling. Like, ByteDance has come out at every turn saying, we're not selling. Like, they have shot down the idea of selling to Elon Musk. They haven't really ruled out the Kevin O'Leary one, but I think people are kind of joking around about that one. But, you know, he made a very real offer, apparently, of $20 billion. That's a big offer. Like, that's nothing to laugh about. But this is what I mean. Like, there is certain implications here of, well, is it going to sell? First and foremost, I don't think ByteDance sells. They might very well surprise me. They might sell, they might not. We don't know where their mindset is right now. But banning the app in America is not the way to go. And as you've seen, people will take the nuclear option and go and join RedNote and go and join Lemonade and all these other apps that are kind of like TikTok clones, but are actually have their servers outside the US. This is bad. And also, likewise, this is very bad for Meta, the number one company that campaigned. Now, you might say, Google had some money in there, but Google have money in everything, you know? They even have money in me with ads, you know? Meta have ads everywhere. Or, not Meta, Google. But, you know, there's a big difference between, you know, having money everywhere and what Meta did, which was very strategically putting money behind that campaign to ban Twitter and say, like, the smear campaign that we saw. Now, whether the Chinese Communist Party had any say within TikTok or had access to that data, we don't know. Apparently, you know, people have said we do want it on government devices, whatever. There is a lot of implications from that. There are a lot of things that come of that mindset of, oh, we're just giving it all to the Chinese Communist Party. But you saw towards the end of it, people were just kind of laughing around like, oh, me and my Chinese spy are going to be so sad. And, you know, we all kind of accepted, like, this is the thing. Isn't that what Facebook is doing? Isn't that what any social media you join is doing? Wasn't that what Bebo was doing back in the day? Does anyone remember Bebo? Bebo was great. Shared love, you know? Or MySpace. Imagine MySpace. How much data did MySpace mine back in the day, you know? These are the things. It's always been a thing with social media is that they mine your data and kind of track what you do and cross-tracking unless you turn it off. And even then, yes, they're still kind of keeping an eye on you. This is the thing. We all kind of sign up and understand those in the terms and conditions. Well, people who do read the terms and conditions or, you know, at least glance over them. We all kind of know what social media is and how it operates. But we kind of want to still make the decision of, I want to use that one. I don't really want to use that one. This one over here, I kind of like, not really. But this is the thing. That is freedom of choice. And you might say there is no such thing as choice. Well, people chose to very much like delete their Meta accounts this week as well. I've seen people talking about leaving Facebook in droves and leaving Meta and leaving Instagram and leaving WhatsApp and all these other apps connected to Meta. People are very much making it clear that we know that Meta campaigned the strongest out of anyone, and we feel that you just took our favorite app away from us, so therefore, we're going to go and delete your app as well. And make no mistake, this is very, very bad for Mark Zuckerberg as well. This is like a nuclear reaction for him. Like, this is something that is like, oh my god, they're deleting Facebook as well? Oh my god, I wouldn't be surprised if Facebook go and say, you know what, we need to shut down the Facebook servers temporarily. We're turning it off for 5 minutes and just fixing everything up, and then you won't be able to delete. You'll only be able to deactivate, probably. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but this is very bad for Facebook Meta as well. This is very, very bad for them. And my post is still going to be coming out on the Instagram over there on Jamie Toomey Presents on Instagram. But there's this part of me that kind of wants to get off Instagram now. I mean, they've kind of revealed their hand, and this is not very good for Meta. Like, when you try to get your rival across the street there, I might not like what's across the street there. As I said, I've spoken out very clearly in the past that I don't think TikTok was presenting my content to the algorithm correctly. But that doesn't mean I want that to go away. It just means that I prefer to have over here and put my content over here on Instagram, or at least that's what I thought. Until all this happened, and now I'm like, ooh, do I want to be on Instagram? Do I want to continue this? For the time being, yes. But there might be a time very soon where I shut down my content creation on the Instagram, perhaps. Because they've revealed their hand. Like, they have shown that they will ban apps that give them any sort of rivalry. They want to keep their monopoly in the social media space. And likewise, when TikTok was getting traffic, I have my strong feelings about it, but that doesn't mean that everyone should get punished for my beliefs, you know? You can believe that the Chinese Communist Party is spying on everything. But if you agree to that and sign up and be like, you know what? It's still a better app, it gets me. Then have an informed decision and let the people go and do what the people want to do. That's freedom. That's what freedom is about. And it's BS that any government around the world can tell you your freedom is at risk and we're going to protect you from yourselves. This is terrible, and no government should operate that way. I don't care what anyone says about it. Banning TikTok is a mistake, and we'll have to see what the incoming Donald Trump, I think he's 47th president as well, or what was he, 45th and 47th? I don't know. I think it's around there. But anyways, we'll have to see what Donald does, how he handles his first day in office. But we'll have to see how that all plays out in the next 24 to 48 hours. And maybe he will save TikTok. Maybe Kevin O'Leary buys it. Mr. Wonderful. How would you feel about Mr. Wonderful owning TikTok? Maybe. It could happen. Maybe Elon buys it. What if Mark Cuban buys it? That would be freaking hilarious if Mark Cuban buys it. Anyways, let's speculate. Let's have some fun. I've posted one video on there just to test the algorithm at the moment, so I'll tell you the results of that at some point. I went to Venga Boys last night at Enmore Theatre. Pretty great. Kim wasn't in the lineup, so it's kind of sad that Kim Selsabone wasn't in the lineup. But I posted the same reel I posted to Instagram. I posted to TikTok just to test the algorithm and see how it's operating at the moment. But banning people from the social media is not the way to go. And I think the US legislators have to look at themselves, and lawmakers, they need to look at themselves today in the mirror and say, what did we just do? We've pushed people to join Red Note, which is actually controlled by the Chinese Communist Party, actually has money in it from that. And, likewise, we just told our citizens that we know better than they do. And you saw when that Senate committee was grilling the guy who runs TikTok or ByteDance, oh, so if you have a Wi-Fi router, that means you can access the internet and TikTok can access your internet. Of course, it's on the internet. They really showed that they don't understand how the internet works. And now they've just banned your favorite app. That's where I'm going to leave it, guys. Let me know what you thought about this video. Do you agree? Is there anything you want to add to this? Jump down in the comments and let me know how you feel. I'll put a couple of videos over here. They're both on Instagram. No, not Instagram. What's it called? They're both on YouTube, so these are curated. Maybe you'll like one, maybe you won't. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.